Hi everyone, this is Veronica, and today's our topic of discussion is, should an IAS officer use social media? So this is very important topic. For my video updates, you can follow me on Instagram, and the PDF will be uploaded on my Facebook profile and on the Telegram channel. So guys, this is the channel StudyIQ. If you're preparing for any government exam, our pen drive and tablet courses are also available. And right now we are giving flat 60% off on the eve of Makar Sankranti sale it is. So it is valid up to 15th of Jan 2019. If you need any further information on our courses, you can call on these numbers or you can visit our website. So what is the relevance of this topic? See, we are not going to discuss this topic from a political angle. We are an educational channel, so we'll try to analyze this topic as required per certain exams. So for example, in UPSC, in ethics, it is very important a case study could come, and for the essay, it can be asked because on social media you have seen various essays several times in the exams, and right now an angle from the officer like qualities and the exam you're aspiring, like for the IAS exam, it could be asked, and your opinion are important in those essays. So right now, why we have taken up this topic, why it is in news, because you have seen that recently CBI has carried out searches at 12 locations in Uttar Pradesh and Delhi, and various IAS officers have been targeted, and especially there's an IAS officer, lady IAS officer Chandrakala, so who was there in connection with illegal and sand mining case, and cases have come up against her also. There is a dent on her image also, because she was known as an iron lady, an anti-corruption crusader, that she is very much against the corruption. So these charges against her came up as a surprise to the public. So let's see, that is depended upon court, like what will be the final decision. Right now only the allegations are there, we cannot say anything, but obviously from that a new topic has erupted, the use of social media, because she was very famous on social media. This is one case why we are discussing this. Another thing why we are discussing this topic, because recently many government officers, they are violating the service code of conduct. What is this code of conduct, we'll discuss, but definitely there is some restrictions on usage of social media, not exactly the social media, but there are several restrictions that how they need to maintain their behavior while in service, but various officers are already violating it, and inquiries have been initiated against them. So when we talk about the Chandrakala matter, so she is a 2008 batch officer. You might have seen various videos on social media, because you might have seen one video in 2014 when she was posted in Bulandshahr, where she is reprimanding the officers. She is known for very many good causes also. She has a lot of fame on social media. She has lead many campaigns like on cleanliness campaigns, child rights education and environment. You might have seen a clip where she's scolding organizers of a support event for poor sanitary conditions. Then there's another clip where she's pulling up a contractor for using low quality bricks at a construction site. And presently we noticed after these allegations on her, that on Facebook she has around 8.6 million followers, which are even more than the UP Chief Minister Akhilesh, who has 68 lakh, and Akhilesh is the ex-CM obviously, and the present CM of UP Adityanath, who has Yogi Adityanath, he has 58 lakh followers. And this madam also has Twitter followers, 1 million Twitter followers. So she is the daughter of a senior technician in the Fertilizer Corporation of India, FCI. She belongs to Telangana, and her husband is deputy executive engineer. So she is born in Telangana, but however her cadre of service is UP. So you have seen her posted in as various posts in UP, especially the DM post she was handling for a lot of time. So now what Times of India has reported, that her image, that she has hired a brand building team to build her image on social media. So this comes as a surprise to us, and what this team used to do, they used to make her videos and send it to the news channel. So there was a try of self branding and building an image which is like anti-corruption crusader. She's a fighter against the corruption. Now see, from here it comes to the role of IAS officers towards their responsibility towards what they are sharing on social media. We'll discuss that. So our lecture will progress as we need to know what are the roles and responsibilities of IAS officer. Why we cannot read them just like another common man, because like us, we are the common people, we can share anything, right? But these people have certain roles and responsibilities. We will have a look on them. Then I will show you the two pictures, the positives. What are the positive impacts if an officer is using his or her full freedom to express his opinions on social media, and what is the negative effect of the same on the public, right? Because I'm not giving you my opinion, I'm showing you both the sides, and it is an open-ended discussion. In the comment box you can tell how do you feel about it, and from an educational way I will give you a conclusion also, like if in exam or in interview if you are asked on such a topic, you are able to conclude also, right? So let's discuss first what are the roles and responsibilities of IAS officers. And as you know, this is the most prestigious government position and it is very difficult to achieve it. You know about the CSE exam, obviously if you're preparing for UPSC, you know how hard it is to become an IAS officer. Plus, then there are a lot of roles and responsibilities. There is ethical code of conduct also, which amounts to enormous responsibilities on an officer. So what are the basic duties? See, they are entrusted with the task of handling government affairs. Any kind of government affairs they have to handle. They are involved in framing and implementation of many policies, whether they are at district level, state level or national level. Then whatever legislation is making, they have to implement it. They are supervising the implementation of such policies. They have to travel to various places. Then funds, when we come to the funds, they are the people who actually distributes these funds to the various agencies, and in the end they are answerable to the parliament or legislation also, whether it is the parliament, central legislation or your state legislatures. Now next thing is, if we talk about the state administration, when they begin their career as an IAS officers, they are posted as STMs, that is sub-district magistrates. They are posted as DMs also later on. They have to see the law and order administration. There are many development works which are going at various stages, whether it is at rural level, district level, state level, they have to supervise it, right? And then they are posted, the biggest responsibility comes when posted as a DEM, or in some states, in some districts it is known as district collectors, DC or DM, right, or DDC, anything. Different states have different nomenclatures. So there they have their responsibility increases, because you might, in layman language, we have mostly heard from our parents that DM is the king of a district, right? So definitely being a king, you have a lot of, not actually a king, so they have a lot of responsibilities, because they have to formulate the policies, they have to implement it, they need to take care of the developmental work of the concerned district also. Now at the state, because DM is their initial level of the career, then comes at the state and central levels, when they are posted as heads of departments, like there are director to the education department, director to the irrigation, agriculture departments, like this. Then they're heads in the PSUs, your public sector undertakings also. And when it comes at the central level, you see the cabinet secretary is ultimately an IAS officer. Then there is additional secretary, joint secretary, we call, in short they are known as JS, AS. So they have a lot of reputation and responsibilities and roles, and obviously they are allotted these positions according to their seniority levels. Now see, there are certain conduct rules also. So what are these conduct rules? All India services, so basically our government has framed one All India Service Conduct Rules in 1968, and then in 2016 draft rules have also been formulated. So see, as you know, we are developing technologically, digitally, So we need to bring reforms in such rules also. As you have seen of lately, consumer right policy have come, because earlier there were no online transactions, no e-marketing, but now we need to bring all this in the ambit of law also. So similarly, same thing goes for the IAS officer rules, service rule conduct also. So in 2016 many draft rules have already been written. So according to these conduct rules, you need to stick yourself to certain IAS officers need to stick themselves to certain rules and regulations of the service, because because we are discussing this topic from social media angle. On social media, we have seen lately many officers who have compared India in a metaphor, or you can see a simile, where they have compared it with Rapistan, and various inquiries have been started on such officers also, and then they have given this statement that they have not traded their freedom for monthly salary. So such statements have been coming up. Now what does government conduct rules say? How they define the criticism? They say as a fact or opinion which has an adverse effect on the public policy or the recent policy action of the central government or a state government. So ultimately they forbid you to criticize state government or central government. Why they forbid you? Because an IAS officer is himself or herself a part of system. So you are the government and IAS officer is the government, so you are criticizing yourself only. If for example say there is a policy which has recently come up and there is a responsibility on this IAS officer to implement this policy on ground level, but if he himself is critical of this policy, how will he help ensure the implementation of this particular policy? So therefore their personal opinion should not interfere in work. But however, we have seen a lot of officers sharing their public opinion, personal opinions on and criticizing government on social media platforms. So now let's see what are the positives when when an IAS officer is freely expressing his opinions, and how they can use social media for the welfare. So what are the positive impact on the society? Accessible is the first point. So by accessible, what do I mean here? That mostly when social media was not there, and if you need to meet an officer, you have to go to their offices and take appointment. But now they're easy accessible to you on social media. You can complain them there. They will take actions. You can tell them, ask them anything, and they are very responsive on this particular social media. So there was a particular, I won't take any names of any officers, because we should discuss it on an educational matter, as an educational matter. So there was this officer in Kashmir. So he was very active on Facebook. So what he was using the opinions, he was asking for the opinions of the public, and he used to formulate his policies accordingly. So this is a very good thing, right? Then there is a motivation thing. If one officer is doing good and other officers will see that our fellow colleague is doing he's so good in his life, in his career, in his profession, so they will be motivated also. Plus it will motivate the youngsters also to come and contribute towards the nation, and it will motivate the common public also to be in good practices. Now there is deterrence. Deterrence in the society. All the wrong elements and the bad factors in the society will be afraid of such officers. If they know this officer is very particular about the inspections in the schools and for the inspections in various fields, they won't do anything wrong. So it creates deterrence in the society also. And then digital India, there are many officers who are using social media to aware the people about various government schemes, because usually what happens, we have a lot of pamphlets and billboards, but people usually don't read these billboards of government schemes. So such officers use this platform of social media to aware the people about certain government initiatives, and ultimately it is very beneficial to the people, right? So these are the positive things. Now we'll see the negative side also. I have told you the positives. Now we'll see what is the negative side. So for the negative side, let me tell you, many officers presently this has been noticed by various experts and stakeholders, they are working for the camera. they are working only good until they are facing a camera. If there is no camera, they are using bad language, they are taking law in hand, they are slapping the public. So recently you have also seen a recent case where a West Bengal officer, he has thrashed a man for using some lewd comments on her wife's social network. So such things are not good if you're working for the camera, because if you're doing the right work, it will be reflected. Then there are certain officers who are doing the self-branding. They're just promoting their name, that they want all kind of fame. So they are doing this for self-branding. Then various officers are propagating anti-government sentiments, because as I tell you, whoever is in power, whether it is BJP or it is Congress, an officer is working for the government. He or she is not working for BJP, he or she is not working for the Congress. They are working for the government. So it should not matter to them who is in the power. So they should not propagate the anti-government sentiments among the people. Now, political favors. So many officers are deliberately giving their opinion about a particular ideology of a party. So they are showing they are tilting their opinions towards a particular political party. So maybe they are doing this for political favors, for gaining good postings, and even after retirement, if they want to join some political party. And many times IAS officers are posted as governors in by many governments, right? So here example is also, you might have seen in I think Uttar Pradesh or Madhya Pradesh, somewhere where a particular officer has resigned and he took part in the elections also. So timely retirement is fine, but the people who are taking voluntary retirement before their actual retirement date so they are wasting lot of resources and revenue that government has spent on them. So this is also wrong. And then for the security reason, if they are updating all their actions, where they are in the morning, what they do in the evening, so for the terrorist like activities and the goon like activities, it could be harmful to their family also. Then there are many officers who are doing good only in front of camera. They are I have seen certain videos where this IPS lady, I won't take the name, she is moving she is moving in the roads, on the roads, taking 2 or 3 constables in civil uniform. So see, maybe her intention is good, but when camera is behind her and she knows this fact, so we are not here to give movie stunts. This is no Dabang movie or a Singham movie going on. You should act responsibly. So this is negative side. I have shown you both the sides. You have to decide now, how do you feel about. Now in conclusion, you can say that obviously they should use social media, because the question is, should IAS officer use social media? So definitely you should say that it is an era of technology. We are living in a digital world. We have to evolve our policies accordingly. They should use social media, but they should use it with responsibility. Now one point is here, as that particular officer said that the government has not paid he did not trade his freedom for monthly salary. So this could be true in some sense, because government is not forcing you to take an oath of silence, that wrong is going there, a lot of wrong things are going there, and you're still silent. You should speak up, but I feel there must be a right way to speak up. So obviously they have not taken oath of silence. Next, they should adhere to the service rules. If there are certain service rules, because when you took up this job, this is not a job, this is a service to the country. When you have taken up this service, so you have adhered to certain rules and regulations which you are bound to accept, you are bound to follow. You cannot violate those rules. So as an officer, you should know that you're obligated to accept these restrictions on your personal life also. So this is not that somebody is cutting down your freedom of expression, because you are not a common man. Next thing is, on the face it may seem monitoring an official personal handle is unconstitutional, but what I am telling you, agreeing to become an officer of a state, an individual agrees to reasonable restraint. So obviously in our country, freedom of speech and expression is not absolute. There are certain restrictions on it, and for government officers there are obviously a lot of restrictions on it. So now in conclusion, what I would say, that what you could do, rather, you can use social media but with responsibility. So how this responsibility can come? Because if you want to propagate a lot of things, government schemes to the people, so you can propagate them not as an individual, not as Mr. X or Miss X. It could be on the name of chair, DM Rajouri district, DM Bulandshahr. So pages can be opened up on the name of the district, on the name of the chair. You can show the good work on the name of chair. So because if you are doing good work, it will be reflected. For example, you have seen of lately during Kerala floods, there were a lot of officers who were helping the people, but they were not doing this for camera, and their actions were reported by many other people who were clicking them and who knew that these are the officers. So when you are doing the good work, it will automatically be reflected. I will give you another example of this thing. There was a certain officer some years back in Naxal hit areas, and he was abducted by these Naxal people. Then whole village came in protest for the release of this TM. They warned the Naxals that we won't support you if you do not release this man, because that officer had helped the people of the village on the ground and with the ground realities, right? So you don't need to get the fame only on social media. If you're doing good, that will be reflected. So with responsibility, your opinions could come up on social media, because lot of youngsters are following you. If they are following you, if you tell them a particular thing, your personal opinions, which is not neutral, not balanced opinion, it will affect their minds. Plus, you could use social media to initiate campaigns of the government, to propagate and tell people, aware people about various government schemes. And for the government right now, what is necessary? To revise these rules. As we are evolving as a society, we are at a transition stage. The rules which were made back in 1968, they need to be revised, so that clear instructions should be given to the government officials, what can they do and what they cannot do, rather than we are countering them after they have done something. Moreover, from the officers' point of view, what is necessary? Because they need to protect them from politicians. Ultimately, politicians are controlling everything if some officers is not listening to them. So this is a usual example. What happens in 20 years of service, he have 30 postings. Right. So if they need to protect them from politicians, what is required? Officers should have clear conceptual clarity of the procedures of the service, rules of the service, regulations of the service. Only then they can protect themselves against from some political goons. Right. So ultimately, what I would say, yes, they should use social media, but with responsibility. So what are your opinions on this lecture and about this question? You can tell me in the comment box. Thank you. PDF will be uploaded on the Telegram channel.